Yo, what's up? Back here with another video. There's been a big debate with this rematch coming up between Sean Strickland and Dricus Plessis. People are wondering, okay, who's gonna win? And honestly, the best way to know who's gonna win is to watch their last fight, which was very, very close. Some people say Duplessis deserved to win that. Some people said Sean Strickland got robbed. I happen to be on the side that says Sean Strickland got robbed. But I haven't watched this fight in over a year. Last time watched it, I only watched it 2 times, and the last time I watched it was literally, the last time was February, 2024, like maybe a month, like not a month, like a couple weeks after this fight, just to watch it again, right? I had Fight Pass, so I watched it, and let's just increase the quality. Why not? Just increase the quality. I don't know if it's going to be good, but yeah, let's get started. And for this video, I'm going to be just watching this fight. And, we're going to be just analyzing the rounds. Okay, who won? Who didn't win? And since it's a free fight, why not? Why not watch it? And yeah, we'll just start with first round right here. Duplessis, challenger. Strickland is the champion. Let's go. Let's do it.
Dricus Plessis is in green. Sean Strickland in the black and gold, befitting a champion.
I really do believe this fight is going to show how good these guys really are.
As you see, Sean Strickland's applying the pressure. He's on the front foot. And one thing about Sean Strickland is that he has a very effective jab. He's able to break through people's guards and get that jab in.
Nice kick.
And also, he's very, very defensive. Like, he has really good defense, showing us how he's able to block all those kicks and evade them.
Canadians seemingly love Strickland as much as the Aussies. Nice kick.
As you can see, Duplessis not really being as aggressive in this fight, not really using as much energy in this first round. I feel like he's going to change that in the second fight. Maybe come out guns banging, try to be the guy who starts first.
It forces you to work your way inside him.
Right now, Sean Strickland seems to be leading the strikes.
Good check. Right on the knee for that one. Good defense. Neither connected. Jabs are connecting for Strickland right now. Very early, though.
Fast jab.
Seems to me like in this first round, Sean Strickland's the one applying the pressure. He's the one on the front foot, and we see this a lot of the times. People are just not able to kind of back him up, but we see Duplessis, he's kind of backing up Strickland.
Fourth round in his UFC career or previous fights in MMA.
But obviously, right now, Sean Strickland's landing the better strikes. Duplessis is throwing, but a lot of them are getting blocked.
He just kept checking.
Sean Strickland's type is really good. The way he's able to defend all these shots and be able to, have an unconventional way of boxing. It still puzzles a lot of fighters.
He's just got a lot of reps in this stance, in this position.
Ooh,
That's Duplessis' best kick. He uses that so well. And he usually attacks the calf kick first to set that up and then goes high later on, but Strickland's just stopping the calf kicks.
What you see here, Duplessis is still kind of pressing the motion. The kicks are landing. He is getting good body kicks. I think he got a couple leg kicks in there as well.
Cut on the bridge of the nose of the South African.
all those jabs.
It's just a long laser. Oh, that jab.
Yeah, good one too.
Once he beats that hand fight, he goes right through it then.
The teep blocks that kick.
Good job defensively there by Strickland.
Notice every time Strickland starts to go backwards, though, he lifts his shoulder. And he checked another one.
He's checked every one so far.
One thing about Sean, his defense is going to be really good. And I feel like that's going to be a problem for Duplessis if he wants to be able to hit the head, The way he uses the Philly shell, it's definitely very effective. But we saw, Duplessis able to get to the body. I feel like the body is like one of those weak points for Sean, that he can't really defend as much.
Nice shot from
Goes for a
Duplessis.
takedown.
That was a great shot.
Beautiful shot by Dricus. He's got his hands locked. Put him down.
Sean lets go of that underhook. As you can see, like, he lets go of that underhook, try to get a extra shot, and that's how Duplessis was able to get that takedown. But we'll see some good takedown defense here.
You won't see Strickland go for a lot of takedowns, but that's another
I mean, Sean Strickland's able to stand right back up. That's the one thing about Sean Strickland. You just cannot hold him down, you know? Whenever someone gets a takedown, you just can't hold him down. But Duplessis is doing a really good job in this one.
Now Sean gets back to his feet. Dricus puts him right back down.
Coach Dean Thomas, what do you have, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. That takedown could have been a game changer because now, if he does another one like that, Strickland
But
might have to change
right now,
his
those
stance.
takedowns are
Because
kind of
he
giving
stands so
Dricus
tall, but that
Duplessis
opens up a double leg for Duplessis.
good round,
He needs
but
to change his stance.
see, I
He might
mean,
wanna lower his stance a little bit to be able to fight off that double leg.
obviously Strickland is very much outstriking him a lot in this round.
Despite the 2 takedowns, just about 19 seconds of ground time for Duplessis. So good sign for Strickland getting up right quickly.
That jab is just eating him up, man.
And what's crazy about that jab, DC, is you usually don't use a lot of jabs against a southpaw, but he's getting it through every time.
That kick, though, of Duplessis is real nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious that Sean Strickland's landing the better strikes here. Duplessis is definitely firing back. He had a good body kick and nice little cross over there.
From Strickland.
Already great.
I mean, for sure. I mean,
Just breathe. Beautiful.
I think that Strickland won that round for sure. Round 1, he outstruck Duplessis. Also, Duplessis, it was a close round. Don't get me wrong, it was a close round. Duplessis did have those takedowns, and he was able to, you know, get in that, get in some good shots there with the body kick. I think he had hit him with a good right hand, overhand as well. But Sean Strickland's jab was the dominating factor in this fight, and Sean Strickland did get up very quickly in those takedowns. 15 seconds of control time. It doesn't edge that round towards Dricus. I think Sean landed the better strikes. He was pressuring most of the round, and that's something we don't see in the later rounds where Dricus Duplessis is able to get onto that front foot most of the rounds. But Sean Strickland had a good round in this fight. Defending the grappling, had very good scrambling, and he outlanded Dricus Duplessis, and he got the better strikes. Especially with the right hand, the jabs were pretty much eating away his face. I mean, sure, I think Strickland takes this round.
List of all the corner men and women before the fights. Alex Pineda was not initially on the corner sheet for Sean Strickland. The light heavyweight champion is in the corner of the middleweight champion tonight in Toronto.
Hey, this Alex Pineda's been getting treated like a king all week here.
He is a
Canada.
king. Duplessis loads up on the right hand.
I think the biggest factor is going to be Sean's defense. Being able to defend those overhands, those blitzes from Dricus Duplessis. I mean, that was giving Duplessis a lot of problems. And see right there. See what he does right there. Using the shoulder. I mean, it's good. It's a good Philly show. I mean, he's using the shoulder just to roll the punches, you know. So obviously, if it lands on the shoulder, it's not going to hurt as much, and they don't really count that as a significant strike. So for sure, his defense is up there. I mean, and I think that's going to be the deciding factor. I mean,
Great job of checking kicks, man.
I think the striking is going to be the most important one. I just don't see DDP really using the grappling effectively in this fight. He does in the later rounds, but I don't know. But the jab is eating up Dricus right now.
That was a good read. You got to hit Strickland with something different because he's used to the conventional attacks. He leaves his hands out and then leans back.
He's checking a lot. I think most of the leg kicks. I think he checked all of them, honestly. Good teep.
Is very nice. That's landed a lot. That does a lot more damage.
I mean, as the MMA community also jokes about, it's always the jab and teep, you know. But yeah, it wobbles him with the left hook.
To this point, he has done that, but he's got to get his offense going. More kicks from Duplessis, and Strickland has to just stay the course. He's fighting beautiful right now.
Yeah.
That jab is just
I think the jab is going to be the best weapon, keeping DDP at bay. I mean, he was using him really good.
React to the feints, and then I can maybe land my kicks and my punches.
Obviously, Sean Strickland is the better striker in this fight. And, I mean, DDP being able to take these shots, I think, kind of shows how good his chin is, you know? But, obviously, these jabs aren't powerful, you know? He doesn't really try to put as much power. It's just more of a distance thing.
Inside leg kick for Strickland. And then immediately ready to
But
check the return shot from Duplessis.
you can see his defense is very good in this fight. I mean, he's landing the better shots. He's dodging and weaving through all of Dricus' overhands, and he's able to defend the blitzes. I mean, DDP is having a tough time breaking through Sean's guard right now.
Spars late into training camp. Looked like Duplessis landed a leg kick there. But just so comfortable in combat.
I mean,
because Sean
I
Strickland
think DDP's
leaned back
goofy
now
style works
to
against
evade
the
the
like
shots
counter
from Plessis
strikers
when he blitzes.
and kind of people who don't work under pressure, like Robert Whittaker and Israel Adesanya. But for Sean Strickland, I mean, his defense is so good; he's able to kind of intercept these. And I think Sean Strickland's going to be very wary, you know, especially with the body shots and the kicks, because I think DDP is going to be trying to use those kicks more. But Sean Strickland's leading in this round right now.
Check the inside kick with the back leg. That's
Had the little overhand right there. I don't think it landed though.
Duplessis loads up on a left hand again out of range. Body shots are both there though.
Yeah, the body work.
the key for Duplessis.
This is a very important thing for DDP to use in this fight. The body work. I think Sean Strickland doesn't do well when defending the body. And, you know, we saw this in the Pereira fight. Pereira was able to land those body jabs. We saw with DDP, he was able to land a body kick. He was getting a lot of good shots to the body. And as we see in the later rounds, I mean, as Sean Strickland lets his guard down, I think DDP is able to get those shots onto his head because he was keeping his guard down for the body shots. And I think DDP is going to use that really well in this next fight. I mean, both these guys are coming in here with different game plans, with better skills that we learned, you know? And a lot of people are on the DDP hype because he did finish Adesanya, but Adesanya isn't Strickland. I mean, a lot of people think that I think this is still going to be a close fight. So, we'll see. I mean, right now, Strickland outstriking, having the better shots, but DDP is getting to him. The pressure is getting to Strickland. And Strickland's on the back foot, which is something we barely see. So,
Yes, keep ripping the body to set up the shots because he leans back and his hands are high. He doesn't really guard his body too much.
The head moves, but the body's there to be hit.
Yep.
nice jab. It's one with the 1-2. I think he blocked him, though. Good read on the overhand.
Good right hand for Duplessis.
He's getting closer and closer.
Oh, there's a body kick.
Good combo. Boxing and then finish with the kick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. DDP's able to get those shots to the head because Sean is now worried about the body shots. He's keeping his hands
He's
lower.
got high-level kickboxing since he's 19 years old. Faced some of the best strikers. So he knows what
Good overhand.
He's seen
Clipped it
this.
on the nose. But
Big left hand a moment ago from Duplessis. Let us check in with Eric Nixick and the Extreme Coach.
another good right hand.
Stay ahead of the jab. Get your team going.
And he goes for another takedown.
Stand up.
DDP's holding him there, but Sean Strickland's making it very hard.
Duplessis grabbed the high crotch.
Wrestle. Don't
Cracked
worry
him down,
about that.
put him
Get
down.
back to the cage. Don't let him circle the back. Step up.
That left hook of Duplessis.
And there we see the cut.
He made that adjustment you said there. He waited for the lean on the punches and took that single leg shot from there, DC. You hear that when it lands bone on bone. Double jab lands.
And Duplessis' left eye now is starting to close. We'll keep an eye on that. That is some significant swelling for the South African.
That was a much better round by Duplessis in round 2. Much better second round.
I mean, with this fight, with this round, it was a lot closer than the first round. I mean, Duplessis was able to get those takedowns in, and I think he got 2 takedowns. Yeah, 2 takedowns. He caused a cut up in his eye. But honestly, I think Sean Strickland landed honestly the better shots. He landed more shots. I just think damage trumps everything. And although du Plessis did have that cut, that could count as damage. I mean, we saw DDP, his face was getting more swollen. I mean, Sean was getting to him. He was getting with the good shots. But honestly, it was very close. And if I were thinking, based on my judging criteria, striking, outstriking with damage, it counts. And although the cut was caused by Dricus's, I think the right hand grazed his skin with the gloves. Apart from that, that was the only good hit that DDP was able to land. I think he had that body kick, and he did get him with that left hand and the overhand as well. But Sean Strickland was landing the jabs, and DDP wasn't able to hold him down. I mean, it was a very close round. I mean, both these guys did well. But, I mean, it's very tough. I mean, if you analyze, honestly, I might give this round to Strickland. Just because, okay, apart from the cut, Strickland was able to not defend the takedowns, but he was able to get up very quickly. I mean, DDP had barely any control time on him. And Strickland was the one who was landing more shots. He's landing the better shots, the cleaner shots, and I just think round 2 goes to Strickland. So.
Eric Nixick was caught telling Sean Strickland it is time to turn up the heat. Round 3 of a possible 5 to decide the UFC middleweight title.
Yeah, round 3. So far, it's 2-0 Strickland in my books, in my judging. But if you say du Plessis won second round, I wouldn't be surprised either. It was a very close round, and it could just as well be 2-0 du Plessis. But right now, I'd say, for me, it's 2-0 Strickland, but 1-1 tie between them is also, I think it's fine. And I like du Plessis and Strickland. I'm not really biased towards any fighter, I like both these guys. But, I mean, it's very close. Very close. Like, second round it took me some time. Du Plessis is the one pressing forward in this fight. I mean, even though du Plessis is getting swollen up with that left eye over there, or right eye. I mean, he's the one, or left eye, I guess, but he's the one pushing the pressure. He's the one on the gas, and we're seeing Strickland back up, which is a weird thing. We never really see that, Apart from the Jared Cannonier fight, we never really saw that.
Forward, keeping Strickland on his heel. You have to do this to Strickland. If you let Strickland start moving forward, he gets ahead fast.
I mean, du Plessis does really well imposing his will on other fighters. With the Robert Whittaker, Israel Adesanya, even this fight as well. Just his size, it intimidates them. He's a powerful guy. If you get hit cleanly by him, well, you could get knocked out. So, sure, I think that's affecting Sean Strickland's way of applying pressure.
But as the fight is going on, he's doing much better and actually reaching Strickland on some of his strikes.
But it's clear DDP is honestly landing better shots now. I mean, he's able to get to the head now that he made Sean wary of the body. I mean, DDP striking is very unorthodox. And I think that's giving Sean a lot of problems in this fight. It's something I don't even know if DDP even knows what he's throwing a lot of these times. DDP is just very, very unpredictable. And one good thing that DDP has is the blitz, is the pressure, and his power. His power is, like you can see, he hits hard.
So Sean's got to keep up with him a little bit. He's much more accurate. He's probably landing more than du Plessis. But Dricus is constantly just putting something out there.
Right. Not quite as much offense being thrown by Strickland here, round 3.
If it goes to the scorecards, remember it's going to be about damage. And right now, du Plessis' face looks a little bit more damaged than Strickland's.
Yeah, but right now, in my opinion, I think Sean Strickland, he is backing up though, but he is landing more shots. Oh, good left hand right there. DDP is pushing the pace in here. And although Sean Strickland's firing back and he's landing the better shots, I mean, it's clear like DDP is kind of
look at the visual as some sort of marker for
He's doing really well keeping the pace on him, you know, making Sean tire out. And I think he's going to try to do that in the first 2 rounds. You know, try to tire Sean out, so in the later rounds he can have his will, and maybe even submit him or knock him out. But right now, I think the striking is very even because DDP is landing good shots.
Close fight here as we come up on about a minute to go, round 3.
You know, Dricus du Plessis is pressuring now, but he's not finding as much. There it is.
Good one.
Put 2 jabs on him there as he was evading. Now Dricus, there it is. Dricus with a blitz.
Dricus is able to land it ahead now, which honestly, it's a turning tide in this war, in this fight. See, Sean is kind of damaging him, but DDP is having the pressure.
As he starts to, the fight gets longer because naturally you will fatigue a little bit. But still, man, under pressure. And John, I mean, Drake has talked about his nose getting fixed.
Yeah.
His cardio looks fantastic.
It really does.
Could it really be just one thing like that?
No, it's not all that. He actually was somewhat dismissive of that as this overwhelming angle to his improved cardio, but he's 15 seconds away from realizing a 4th round for the first time as an MMA pro here in his 23rd pro fight.
Landing a good shot. Shot to the chest right there.
It did appear as though Strickland's pace waned in that 3rd round.
That's not put there by Sean.
Good ending shot, but in my opinion, I think I'd say Dricus took that round. Just because, although Sean did land, although Dricus wasn't really landing with as much damage, he was pushing the pace, he was getting good shots in, and I think that pushing the pace, controlling the fight, it kind of swings the judges towards your side. And I just think Dricus landed, honestly, the more powerful shots. But Sean's chin is very good, and it seems he's not taking much damage, you know, with the cuts and stuff. But, I mean, one thing about this fight, it is very close. Round 3, I wouldn't say it was that close. I'd say I'd give it to Dricus. I mean, it was close in the sense, but that Sean Strickland landed a lot of good hits too, but Sean Strickland was on the back foot for this entire round. And Dricus was the one pushing the pace. He was having the more power. He was having just as many hits on Strickland, doing really good, you know, hitting the head. You know, Sean's wary of the body, so Dricus takes this round. We're going on to the championship rounds now, round 4.
Would suggest otherwise, but du Plessis certainly would appear to have a lot of energy. He might have heard the corner suggest a possible takedown if the opportunity presents itself.
And, you know, the corner saying that he's tired, but they've been saying that since round 1. But the Strickland corner,
good one.
They think that he can actually drown Dricus now that we're getting into the championship rounds.
Yeah, because he keeps such
now, one thing, this is Dricus' first 4th round.
Letting du Plessis use his oxygen by keeping offensive and then just not using better defense to stay safe. And in the second 2 rounds, we'll see.
Right now, I have a 2-1 Strickland, but and he gets a takedown over here. Clinch. The cut reopened.
That was a nice elbow that I think it cut him.
I thought it might have been the right hand prior, but you could be right. Strickland takedown defense held up there.
Nice.
Cut is bothering him, and I think that is what caused Sean to kind of wane in this round. But Sean is still keeping up a fight. These rounds are all close. Don't get me wrong, guys. These rounds are all very close. That's why it's so hard to judge this.
Ooh, nice body kick.
Good right hook.
Finding its mark in round 4 for Strickland.
But Dricus is pushing the pace. That cut is bothering him.
Strickland doubling up on these significant head strikes landed. Du Plessis switching up his stances constantly. Coming up on 3 minutes here to go, round 4.
He switches stance to try to find the openings. It makes it harder to
Landed the left.
big shots because it's always a different look.
Land another one. tries to wrestle. They're in the clinch. And he gets a takedown. I mean, I think this kind of swayed the round towards Du Plessis, for sure.
He kicks you when you're punching so he can get his head off the center line, and it makes things look crazy. And then he goes for these nice takedowns.
Dricus landed another right hand, and it really cuts.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing here right now. You know, Strickland is able to defend a takedown. He got up instantly. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on his grappling over here. You know, with Du Plessis, he was able to manhandle Izzy because Izzy's grappling honestly sucks. But with Strickland, he's coming from a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. I don't see DDP subbing him. And with this fight, it's clear that cut is bothering him. I mean, he has blood everywhere. Ooh, landed a good right hand. That hurt him a bit. Eye poke. Not too significant. And he lands another hit right there. DDP is landing the better hits in this fight. This round 4 is also... Yeah, another kick right there. Sean Strickland is still pressing. You know, he's not waning. But it's clear that Sean is kind of... Another takedown.
He is so strong, and his wrestling has improved so much. Du Plessis now is doing more technical wrestling opposed to just trying to bull you over.
And you know, a lot of people have tried to take.
And he's controlling him right here, right now. Trying to go for another takedown.
He touches you on with the hands. He's switching stance. There's so many things to look at. Yeah, that's what opens up the takedowns. He gets your respect on the feet.
And he gets another one right there. I mean, he is holding on this Strickland right now. This is where he gets a majority of his control time, I think. Or unless in the 5th round he gets some too. But I don't remember exactly how this fight went. He gets back up. I mean, although Dricus did have a significantly more control time, he was able to get up fairly quickly. But it's clear that cut was bothering him. You can see in his striking too, like Sean Strickland wasn't able to see a lot of shots from Dricus Du Plessis, especially considering his right eye is pretty much covered with blood. That blood affects his vision. You know, everything goes red. So I think that cut very much helped Dricus Du Plessis edge some rounds. And I say this is one of those rounds that wasn't really that close. Dricus Du Plessis lands a good right overhand. I mean, Strickland is still firing back.
Picking up the pace the way his coaches wanted because DDP's kept him on his heels.
20 minutes in the can, 5 to go.
And honestly, I think that round goes to Dricus as well. And just because Dricus, he pushed the pace, he landed a good amount of takedowns, and he had significantly a lot of control time. I think it's like a minute, honestly. And he was pushing the pace. He landed really good hits. He opened up that cut. And honestly, Dricus had a very, very good round 4. I mean, round 3, round 4, Dricus seems to be improving so much. And we see round 5, this is where we put everything on the line, you know? And this is going to be a good one. I remember it was a good one.
Round 5 is brought to you by Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra.
Right now it's 2-2, tie between Strickland and Dricus. This is the round that determines the winner, I guess.
Can get back to work off of that jab.
You know, at the highest level of fighting, you've got to be able to add the wrinkle into a takedown now and then. Just
and you can see Sean keeps his guard up now. He's keeping his guard up a bit, you know, using the jab. And you can see he's
what's really made a difference to keep Strickland guessing.
The first round was bad for Dricus Du Plessis. He has made adjustments constantly. Yeah. In round 2 to 3 to 4, that has allowed him to possibly be up 3-1.
Very plausible. Certainly a big 4th round for Du Plessis. Uppercut lands for Strickland.
Dodges that. I mean, we're seeing. And he defends the takedown.
Right. Because I lean more towards 3-1 Du Plessis.
Certainly gave him rounds 3 and 4, and seems like a lot of the scorecards out there gave him round 2.
He He's just had to fight such a different fight than he fought in Australia.
I mean, you can see the striking differential right there. I mean, 99, almost 100 jab, no, the strikes, 100 strikes to the head. I mean, Strickland is piecing him up in most of these rounds.
Nice right hand there by Sean.
Good 1-2 from Duplessis.
But it seems Strickland is the one landing the better hits. Although that cut did open back up.
Somewhere in the world, Israel Adesanya.
But Strickland is kind of pushing the pace here.
Nice leg kick low by Duplessis.
Blocks that kick.
That's landed at least 4 times, and Strickland eats it, but it's landing right with the foot, right with the top of the foot.
Right hand partially lands for Strickland. Could come down to the final 3 minutes.
You heard Eric Nixon tell his guy he needs
Nice
this
overhand right there.
And Sean Strickland is trying to give it to him right now. He is fighting a much more purposeful.
And you can see Sean is keeping up the pressure. He's definitely on the gas in this one. It's not letting Dricus back him up. And I think when he gets backed up, Sean Strickland doesn't perform as well.
Nice takedown.
And he sprawls, he defends the takedown. I mean, people were sleeping on Sean Strickland's takedown defense. I don't think he expected DDP to have as good wrestling. But he will be a lot more prepared for this. This fight might even be closer, honestly, than the first one, which is frustrating. But, man.
Kicks that Ali the way his coach wanted, and those deep kicks are extremely effective in the first round for him.
Yeah, that was a really good attack for him early.
Hits him with a nice overhand. I have Strickland leading in this round right now. I mean, he's landing the better hits, and it seems he's hurting DDP a lot with these shots. It's a very close round, though, because DDP is doing really well, too.
Well, perhaps the myriad naysayers who continue to knock the cardio of Still Knox will acknowledge his relative freshness here with about 90 seconds to go in round 5 of the world title fight.
And he defends the takedown, he sprawls. He's defended 3 takedowns this time. Lands with a good shot right there, but that cut is bothering him.
For Strickland, who has certainly answered the imperative from Eric Nixick after round 4.
But Strickland is keeping the pace in this round. I see him leading this round right now. He's hitting him better.
This minute's gonna really pour on for these guys, I think.
Oh, nice body kick by Duplessis.
You can kind of see they're just banging it out.
Awesome technical battle from these champions.
Jab by Duplessis.
Hits him with the right. Hits him another right.
Ooh.
Nice right.
Strickland really starting to find the range again, round 5.
Yeah, Strickland's landing good hits in these exchanges, man.
Duplessis lands a right hand.
And nice right hand right there. He did just stringing.
Instead of down the middle, and it's landing.
Strickland's getting the better of exchanges, though. But Dricus is landing some good hits as well.
Well, the forecast was for a war, and that is what they got.
Very close round.
A standing ovation.
It was a close round. Both these guys did well. Honestly, I'd give this round to Strickland. I think Strickland landed the better hits. I mean, you could see he was landing some really mean overhands. And
To decide the UFC middleweight
I mean, this fight was super close. I mean, this I think, yeah, this was split decision, right? And I mean, Dricus Duplessis wins this, right? Yeah, he does. In my opinion, after rewatching this fight, it is a lot closer than I thought. And I wouldn't be surprised people thought this would have been 3. In my opinion, looking back into this fight, I give rounds 1, 2, and 5 to Strickland. I think in those rounds, I think round 2 was the closest, and I think that was the one that determined the winner. I think there were people who were very confused. Like, some people gave round 2 to Strickland. Some people gave round 2 to Duplessis. I gave round 2 to Strickland just because I think Strickland, he was still keeping the pace, although he was kind of getting the back foot on some exchanges. He was still landing the better hits. And, yeah, Duplessis was able to, he got him with a cut. and he took him down, but he got up very quickly. And apart from that cut, just Strickland was landing the better hits, and when you re-see the cut, it's clear that he wasn't getting as much damage in those 2 rounds. Rounds 2 and 4, definitely I'd give it to Duplessis. I mean, round 3 was pretty close, but I think round 4 was a definitive round for Duplessis. Round 3, I'd edge it towards Duplessis just because he was pushing the pace and he was hitting him with some good shots. I think him pushing that pace in that round was what gave him that round. Round 5, Strickland, he put his foot on the gas and he was landing some really good shots. Duplessis was landing some good ones, but Strickland definitely took round 5. And in my opinion, I thought Strickland still won this. I thought he did. I mean, it's just weird because for damage-based scoring, which is all what these judges use, it's just weird how Strickland did not win this one. It was a very close fight, but I think Strickland got robbed here. And I think Strickland's going to bring a different heat into this fight. I think he's going to be a lot more aggressive in this fight. Try to piece Duplessis up. Get him with, keep pushing the pace. What he did in rounds 1 and 5 were really good. It was clear that DDP has struggled against someone like Strickland who pushes the pace, who has really good defense. We saw this in the Darren Till fight. DDP was getting pieced up by Darren Till. Honestly, DDP's weakness are just aggressive strikers with good defense. Darren Till. I guess you can say Giles was doing really good as well. I mean, Giles is is kind of like a good he's a good striker as well. And I mean, I think DDP was able to get those takedowns, and those did sway some of those rounds. I can see why people would give round 2 to DDP because of the takedown and the cut. But in my opinion, I thought Strickland won rounds 1, 2, and 5. I would have had it Strickland 48-47. And one great thing about this fight, I think in the rematch, it's going to be very close again. Just because both of these guys are leveling up, having different game plans. I don't see DDP finishing Strickland. And I don't see Strickland really finishing DDP. I think these guys are just going to have another 5-round war. And I could see this being really close again. I think Strickland might be able to get the decision. Like I said in my prediction video, I think Strickland's going to be the one pushing the pace more in this fight, using more of his arsenal. I think, in my opinion, he should use the jabs and teeps. And I think he should try to hit more with the body. Use the teeps with the body, because using those teeps against DDP was really effective. I mean, when he stopped using them, DDP was able to push the pressure. But I think Strickland is going to kind of tweak his striking, be more aggressive, be on the front foot, put on the gas, and I think he's going to try to tire out DDP. And I think DDP is going to be much more aggressive in the first and second rounds and utilize more of his grappling. So it's going to be a close fight. I don't think these guys are going to finish each other. I think it's going to result in another decision. And honestly, I could see this being another split decision. I think it could be another close fight. And here's the thing about these two guys. I mean, these two guys are kind of like equal in terms of like how good of a fighter they are. Strickland is definitely more skilled, but DDP is just more powerful, and he has the ground game as well. And he's a big dude. I mean, these guys are just like, they're just machines. So this is going to be a close fight. I don't see DDP really dominating Strickland. He's not. I don't know why these guys keep saying DDP's going to finish Strickland. He's going to submit him easily, rounds 1 and 2. It's like, dude, he couldn't even do that last fight. He did it against Adesanya, but Adesanya was beating him up in the first 3 rounds. And DDP was just able to expose Adesanya's lackluster ground game. But Strickland has very good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he has good takedown defense. His scrambles in this fight were really good, and I think he's going to be more prepared to defend those takedowns against Duplessis. So this is going to be another close fight. I have Strickland winning this rematch. I just think that the judges got it wrong. I mean, if they're going off damage-based scoring, obviously, the cut may have definitely swayed the judges, but without that cut, it's clear DDP lost that fight. And that cut, people are saying it's because of a headbutt. But in my opinion, even with the cut, I still think that DDP lost this one. Just because, apart from that cut, what damage did he even land on Strickland? It seems like a lot of his hits weren't really phasing him. So, yeah, I'd have Strickland winning this rematch. I thought Strickland won the first time. I think Strickland's going to be more aggressive. I think that's going to be DDP's biggest problem. You know? I think this is going to stay on the feet. I don't think Strickland's just going to be ragdolled on the ground by DDP. So, I mean, it's going to be a good fight. I expect this to go all 5 rounds, for sure. I don't see either of these two guys finishing each other. So, I mean, fight's going to be on February 8th. I'm going to be watching this fight live. I mean, I'm not going to be watching the whole card, but I'll definitely be watching the main events. And for sure, I mean, this is the first time I've done a fight analysis, and I'd say I did pretty good. So, yeah, have 48-47 Strickland. If you disagree with me, leave a comment, you know? You can be civil here, you know? Say, like, if you think du Plessis run any other round, just put it in the comment. I'll reply. I'll give my argument. If not, and if I agree with you, you know? If we agree to disagree, you know? I like civil discourse, you know? So, yeah. Anyways, see ya.